We're on Meilah Perek Gimel, Mishnah Dalet, fourth Mishnah in the third chapter of Masechet Meilah. Mishnah continues about different kinds of different aspects of the Beit HaMikdash where Meilah is relevant. It says in Mishnah, Dishun Mizbeach HaPnimi v'HaMenorah Lo Ne'anim V'Lo Mo'alim. Dishun is the removal of the ashes from the inner Mizbeach and from the menorah. So there is you're not allowed to benefit from it. But if you do benefit from those ashes, if a person would take the ashes or take the burnt wicks or what have you, and benefit from them, it's not Meilah. Okay, why? Why not? What are we talking about? We're talking about a case where what would they do with it? So here you're looking at the bird's eye view for the Beit HaMikdash, from the Mizbeach HaZahav, the inner Mizbeach, and the menorah. And then when they would rekindle the menorah every day, and they would, I guess, if there were ashes on the Mizbeach HaZahav, they would take it and they would put it in the Beit HaDeshen. Beit HaDeshen is this pile, where they would dump all the stuff, okay, the burnt stuff, until they could remove it outside. It was like an intermediary station where they would remove the charred. They would store the charred goods. So the Mishnah says that when you remove this stuff, in the Mizbeach HaPnim and the Menorah, then there wasn't Meilah. But interestingly enough, so that's the Mizbeach HaPnimi. What about the Mizbeach HaChitzoni? What about the outside Mizbeach when they move stuff to the Beit HaDeshen? So that's not so simple. So the Bartanura says, okay, after you took them to Beit HaDeshen, lo ne'ani v'lo mo'alim, dibahani, about these things, the menorah and the Mizbeach HaZahav, lo k'tiv v'samo etzel HaMizbeach, and you shall place it by the Mizbeach. Where does it say v'samo etzel HaMizbeach? In Vayikra Vav, Torah Ha'olah. Okay, the priest shall put on his linen garments, so he put on linen pants. He shall pick up the ashes that the fire consumed from the olah al mizbech. He shall pick them up. He shall put them next to the mizbech. We see from this that putting the olah ashes next to the mizbech in the Beit HaDeshen, like we saw, picking it up from here and putting it in the Beit HaDeshen, that's part of the mitzvah. That's part of the process of the offering of the korban, and therefore, okay, dishu mizbach ha'olah. If you benefit from the ashes of the Mizbeach HaOlah, you are chayav Meilah until it's removed from the Beit HaMikdash and taken out to the Beit HaSreifa. Okay, Hamakdish dishun batchila mo'alim bo. If a person sanctifies the dishun, the ashes, originally, then there is Meilah. So I'm just going to tell you what the Kahati says, because the Bartanura has a very weird interpretation the Kahati doesn't like very much. So he says, after they took the Mizbeach, the Deshen that we talked about, okay, remember this, dishun Mizbeach HaPnimi, the ashes from the inside. So let's say they put it outside, they put it on the pile. We said there's no Meilah. If a person picks that up, those ashes, and says, charcoal, I can use it just to my barbecue, and makes it hegdish and is makdish it, then there is Meilah because it's hegdish. Then you can be more, but there is Meilah for it. So that's what the Kati says. If you took those ashes or those coals and you made them hegdish, then there is Meilah. Torim shelo higia zmanam, ubnei Yonah she'avar zmanam. I was confused with you. Yonah is a pigeon and Torah is a turtle dove. And so from the way the Mishnah explains, or it's clear from the Mishnah, that a Torah, okay, has to be of a certain age, a certain time. And before that time, it's not eligible. When they're still small, they're not eligible to be used on the Mizbeach. And then Bnei Yonah is the opposite. The Bnei Yonah can be used when they're younger, but they get older. So therefore, if you have a Torah, shelo higia zmanam, a person made it hegdish, before it's eligible to be offered on the Mizbeach. Ubnei Yonah she'avar zmanam, or Bnei Yonah, which is the turtle dove. See, I just looked at it and I got confused. Bnei Yonah is the pigeon. How am I going to remember Yonah, pigeon? I have to remember that. We have pigeons in my backyard all the time. So Bnei Yonah, Shabbat Zman, they got too old. Lo ne'ani v'lo mo'alim. Since they're not eligible, and meaning it was made hegdish after it's not eligible on Mizbeach, you're not allowed to benefit from it because the person made hegdish, but there's no Meilah because it's not offerable on Mizbeach. Rabbi Shimon says, a Torah, the turtle dove, shelo higia zmanam. Remember, it's too young. Moliman, there is Meilah. Why? Because, let's look at the Bartanura for a second, because at some point, because later on they will be viable for the Beit HaMikdash. Now there is Meilah. So meaning Rabbi Shimon says, even though it's not eligible now, it will be eligible. So therefore, if a person benefits from something, from one of these birds, from this turtle dove that was made hegdish, there is Meilah. But Bnei Onasha Avarzmana, but the Bnei Ona, the pitches that are too old, lo nanim, you're not allowed to benefit. Velo mo'alim, but there is no Meilah. We'll stop here. Dedicated on learning to memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Make it a great day.